my name is Allyson. Today I'm talking about the Data and Goliath book by Bruce Scheiner that was told for us to read. It's basically about how the government and corporations collect data on us. They talk about, the author talks about the world that we are creating and how various types of data are collected from us. This is including demographic information, age, location, interests that we may have. It also goes into how businesses work together with the government to get more money, and this is something that people just accept and do. In chapter 4 specifically, he talks about ads and how people are able to use these ads to generate revenue and sell it in like an endless cycle. Something that spoke out to me was that he also talks about how they were able to use social media and this information that was generated to like pinpoint locations for people who had location off based on how they spoke. In 2016, Josh Katz, who is a New York Times author, he wrote a book called Speak American based on research that he had been doing since 2013. It's using 25 questions. He's able to determine exactly where you lived or grew up. It shows how people are able to just use any like small turn of phrases to be able to find out where you are, and it can be used globally even though this is based off just America. It shows how, and then people use this and they spread it around virally because they think it's just a fun quiz that they're taking, and they show it to their friends to see if it can guess where they live, and then it's creating a data collection, and then that data collection is being sold to people that we don't even realize, and it kind of reinforces the collection of data because we're not putting any thought into when we're doing these surveys, and that allows for companies to collect our data freely without anything. And then after that, he goes into what is at stake. He kind of goes into the Constitution a little bit, talking about liberty, justice, freedom. The most important thing, though, of course, is going to be the privacy and how these ads that were created, we are manipulated by them in that algorithm. And then these YouTubers and Instagram influencers, content creators, Twitter users, the ones who use these sites to be able to generate money, they talk about algorithm as if it's like this sentient being, because they know that the algorithm is basically what is creating user base for them. They cater to the algorithm to be able to get more people to like them. They change their content to fit the algorithm. And it kind of shows how we are controlled by what we're doing if we use the internet as a main motivation for money. In chapter 7, he also talks about how lying in court is something that government agencies do about the data that is collected. And there's an article in 2018 by the Journal of Homeland Security Education where they talk about how the NSA collected data with the Snowden effect and how it was released, and how 54% of Americans, they don't believe that this collection of data is something that is correct and that we should be doing. And they're concerned if this data is used against Americans, at least, for the collection of it, and they don't want it to be used, which is also something that is concerning, because if this large of a percentage, not based off of political reasons or anything, doesn't want it to be collected, but the government is not changing anything, there's something wrong with the system there. And then the last part of the book talks about what we can do about it. He talks about taking notice, surveillance, precautions, changing habits. He says that we should encrypt our data, which, yes, everybody should encrypt data, but I don't think he's going far enough. People need to be deleting their cookies, of course, using VPNs. NordVPN has an article on how to like protect yourself, change your password, check your antivirus software, use different browsers if you can. But you should always try to like change something so that people cannot collect data easily from you. Deny access to track. All this said, though, Science Direct in 2018 also published an article that says that social media and internet communication data is not bad, because you can also use this to detect people who are at serious harm, such as for diseases, or to protect children from abuse from parents by seeing how they're posting. All of this to say that yes, data is something we should be concerned about, but something that is also needed in this time and day.